I am Wimbo77, onethingabouthistory.com. Welcome to my channel, all my new subscribers and everyone that has continually supported me since starting. Thank you also for the crowdfunding, donations and contributions and pledges that you've been giving out to me. That's fantastic and really give me impetus to continue in creating but also putting it towards the One Thing About History consultancy agency. Today we're talking about life, and sometimes relationships don't go according to how maybe we planned or didn't plan. So that's what we're talking about today in the area of relationship breakdown, and maybe some of the reasons how we can maintain and some of the reasons why there's a breakdown. She caught his eye, and unbeknownst to him, he caught her eye too. It came to the point where they were inseparable. And then 11 years and 2 children later, she came to him and said, "I don't love you anymore." Wow, thought one of their friends. They were inseparable. They were a match made in heaven, said her father-in-law. What had brought them to this point, and now in the throes of a sham of a marriage? And could it be saved? Statistics tell us in 27 amongst heterosexual relationships that 42% of marriages ended in divorce. Thankfully, coming to our time, 2020, statistics from 2019 tell us that there has been a drop to about 10.6%. There's been a drop in divorces. However, could this be down to the fact that more people are choosing to cohabit and just live together without that piece of paper, that marriage certificate? So if that's the case, why do people get together in the first place? And once getting together, are there ways that can help couples to maintain a good relationship, although we do have ups and downs? Well, one point is that when we enter into a relationship with someone new, perhaps really contemplating and discussing what our expectations are. Now, do we feel that we want a long-term relationship? Because we know that a lot of people just have short-term friends with benefits, all that kind of thing going on these days. So when entering into a relationship with someone, really consider the expectations that you want from each other. Also, what do you have to bring or to base your relationship on? Because at the end of the day, we've all got a background, okay? And some of us maybe have come from stable families or unstable families. And if that's the case, that's what we're more than likely going to base our relationship on, as well as the things that we are influenced by, things on television, things we watch on Netflix, whatever. Some of these things will influence the way that we see a relationship. Number 3, a woman is an emotional being. She's very nurturing. So when it comes to meeting her man, she will, if she has a genuine love for him, will cater for his needs. And she will put herself above and beyond to look out for him if she really has deep feelings for her partner. Number 4, a man, however, is more logical. So he thinks logically, and most times, often or not, going back to that point too, that some men have come from backgrounds where there's been no man in the house, so they have no idea of how to base the relationship. All right, we don't have much alpha males out there anymore as well. Lots of men are quite, in between. And, a woman, she likes a strong kind of man that takes the lead, but not a brute. All right, so we're going to see how a man should really cater to his woman's needs. And if that's the case, that means that he's got to be aware of the things that she needs. Number 5, Hollywood love is a fallacy. So if you're one of those types that like to watch all these romantic flicks on and films and they ride off into the sunset, that really is not what a relationship is based on. Hollywood love's a fallacy. We all have ups and downs, okay? And we only see the good side of Hollywood love. Whereas in reality, that's a non-reality. This is reality, and we will have trials and tribulations that do come along. And it's just trying to work through those issues that we may have. Having a baby and sex will not save a relationship. All right, things go a lot deeper than that. And really, you know, I know people that where they've had issues and they've gone and maybe got themselves pregnant, ladies got themselves pregnant in order to try and save it. But if you're already having problems, bringing a baby into the situation is definitely not going to help. And also, if you're just having sex to try and save the relationship, that too is not going to help, because you have deeper rooted issues that need to be addressed. So what I say is that number 7 are the ingredients to a love cake. Okay, so, you know, compassion is one of the most important things. Com for communication and passion, communicating passionately. So really, you know, talking, like I said, your expectations, we spoke of that, but speaking of each other's needs, what you both need in order to press forward. And sometimes when things are going rough, the communication breaks down, and that's where the problem is. Ego, get that out, because sometimes we may be quite angry with our partner because things aren't working out, and then that stops the mouth from speaking, and then animosity builds up, and then it is really a road to disaster. So let that ego go, right? We say that all the time. Put the ego aside and find it within you to speak to that person. You love them at the beginning. Remember, she caught his eye and he caught hers, and then they were inseparable. However, what happened? What happened to the love that they had at first? And that's the next thing, the genuine love within a relationship. We know that genuine love is unselfish, that genuine love is selfless, and that genuine love gives. So we do give and take, but we've got to give within the relationship, and that's really what holds it together. Now, I know we touched on sex there, saying that it doesn't save a relationship. No, it doesn't. But it is the icing or the cherry on the top of a cake. So, you know, with the compassion, that was the binding, all the eggs, the flour, all those kind of things that bind the cake together. Then the genuine love is the baking time. You put it in the oven and it cooks, and then it becomes this beautiful cake. And then the sex is the icing on the cake. All right, so it's not the cake, is it? It's just something to decorate it. And that's really what the intimacy is. That is, you know, something special that you both share with each other. So think about this. You plant a tree from a seed and it grows, all right? Think of that as your relationship. You planted the seed by speaking with each other and expressing what your expectations were, all right? And then basing your relationship, you've worked that out, that you can both work together in that way. And the tree grows, all right? And it's a beautiful fruit tree. Now, we know that in the summer, it produces fruit. And that's like the good times, the time when the fruit comes. But when the autumn comes, the leaves start to fall. And we have a tree outside there. And when those leaves, it's a big tree, and when the leaves fall, they are everywhere. It can be quite frustrating and annoying. However, we clean the leaves away, and then the winter comes, nothing there, tree's still there, planted, and then spring. It springs out again, and then fruitage comes. And that's what relationships are like. Ups and downs, hills and gullies. But it's how much do you want it to work? How much do you want it to work out? remember the love you had in the first place, and that, you know, there was a point where you could both speak about everything and anything. So if, you know, relationships are constant works in progress, and you're two very, very different people. Women, like I said, are emotional, men are logical, and half the time some men don't even know what's going on. All right. Sex or having a baby cannot save a relationship, but there are the ingredients to a love cake, and those are compassion, genuine love, and obviously the passion, that cherry on the top. Remember, the icing. So working together, all right, to make things work, being unselfish, being giving and loving will help things balance it out. And men need to know what the needs of your woman are, because a woman knows the needs of her man, but men need to know the needs of their women. And with all this in mind, you know, it's working, it's a constant work, constant growing together, just like that fruit tree. I am Wimbo77, onethingabouthistory.com. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and ding dong, hit that notification bell.